Okay, let's get you some Bitcoin. You should be logged into your Coinbase account. This is one of my family members' accounts that has a lot less money in it and accessible for security reasons. Of my Coinbase account, I won't be using on these recordings just for extra security. Not that it really shows much, but I just like to be extra safe with something like that. So uh, on this Coinbase account, you'll see that we just set this up real recently, we bought uh, $5,000 worth of Litecoin. Litecoin's a different currency that's been going up a lot. Again, I don't want you to get Litecoin or Ethereum right now. If you're following my recommendation, I recommend you first get Bitcoin, which I have a lot of in my other account, and that's a lot easier to use for the kinds of investments that I'm going to be showing you, where you can really start compounding your Bitcoin and therefore start earning passive income as soon as tomorrow, as soon as you are able to take advantage of that. So I'll have more videos on that stuff. But first we need to get you some Bitcoin. Let's go to the buy and sell link. So click there. Now some of you might see a screen that asks you to upload photo ID. And if it does, just follow those steps and get it done. And I encourage you, get it done if it's asking you to do that. I think it does that kind of randomly at first, maybe certain countries. My other account, because of certain transactions I've done a lot of transactions, so it's asked me to do that, and I have to upload my photo ID. But that was pretty late in the game. Like I was able to do a lot of stuff with it before it asked me to do that, so it may not ask you to do that yet. But if you see it, just upload your photo ID. Take the time to do it. Get some cryptocurrency so you can take advantage of what I'm going to be showing you. Okay. Hopefully, though, just for simplicity, you'll be able to just jump here to buy, sell, and see something like this. You're going to want to make sure Bitcoin is selected. If you're following my recommendation, that's what I recommend. I'll be talking about Ethereum and Litecoin and hundreds of other cryptocurrencies and the differences between them and all the opportunities that are available to us with all these things. But right now, let's keep it real simple. Start with Bitcoin. The first opportunity that I'm going to be showing you where you can compound your Bitcoin, create passive income within it, starting in a day, and see it compound daily and just see incredible returns. That's with Bitcoin. So let's start there. So make sure Bitcoin is selected, and then you would choose the payment method that you're going to buy with. If you've connected a bank account like we have here, then that's going to be in this drop-down menu. If you have selected a bank card, like a debit card or a credit card, that will be an option. I encourage you to use a bank card, like a debit or credit card first, because even though it's a little bit higher transaction fee at 3.9%, if you're only doing like $500 of a Bitcoin purchase or less, certainly if you're somewhere around $100, that's a small fee in comparison to the returns that we're going to be able to get when I show you how to invest, and it's fast. If you choose a bank account, it's like 4 to 5 days, and I've even found it to be longer than that. Like I've made purchases with our bank account, and it's taken as long as 10 days. And I just don't want you to see that kind of delay, because that's when things can happen in life and you lose connection with this process, and then you're not investing and you don't understand until you see the returns that you can get. So I'm encouraging you that if it's an option to use a debit or credit card as a payment method, choose that first so you can get it right away and you can follow my next steps and start seeing the returns that I'm talking about, because then your life will never be the same. But if you have to use a bank account, I certainly did that at first. You'll just have to wait for your Bitcoins to arrive a little bit longer. I recommend using the bank account method later when you're doing a larger purchase. When you start to see the returns that I'm showing you, when you start to see them yourself and you're getting them, you'll probably want to find ways to get more going. And at that point, you might want to use a bank account as your payment method. Even though it takes a little bit longer, it's more secure for larger purchases, obviously. And also it has higher limits. So start with the debit or credit card if you can. Use a bank account if you need to, but choose your payment method. And then here's where by the way, it shows you your weekly bank limit. So this one, she can do, I think, $5,000 a week, because if you were to choose a debit credit card, it would be much smaller, which is fine for your first step, right, just to get started. So I just want to show you that there is a limit to how much they'll let you put in at a time per week, just for security reasons. And that increases over time as you build trust with them and have a history with them. But whatever you can do, whatever you want to do just to get started, from $1, at least I suggest $100 or maybe $75. For what I'm going to show you next, you need at least $75 to be safe, I'd probably do $80 to get started with the compounding and the really impressive returns that you can get that I want to introduce you to. So that's my recommendation. Let's say $80. If you want to get the the bonus that Coinbase gives you the first time, if you do a $100 purchase, you'll get $10 of free Bitcoin. Maybe that's a good option for you. Wherever you're starting from, choose the amount that you're going to put in here. Like we might put 100 US. Wait, hold on. So 100. As a new user, you may only purchase up to 5,000 initially. Please wait until your first purchase. Oh, because we already spent 5,000. I see. We just spent 5,000, so we hit our limit. Apparently, we have to wait for that to go through before we can do more. For you, just go ahead and like enter 100. It's my recommendation if you can, or whatever the amount is, and it will show you how much Bitcoin that is. And then, if you wanted to, you could hit repeat this by, and it will do it daily or weekly. But for now, for most of you, I wouldn't recommend that. Just enter the amount that you want to do and hit buy Bitcoin, and then go through the confirmation process. And you're going to have some Bitcoin in your account almost immediately if you chose debit or credit card. And if you do $100 or more, you're going to get an additional $10 of Bitcoin deposited. Sometimes it takes a day or two. So you'll have even more to work with. In the next video, I'm going to take you further into the opportunities that are available to you now that you have some Bitcoin. I'm going to show you how you can start to multiply it, and I mean fast. It's really impressive. I'll see you in the next video.